Hi girls and boys, Mr. Paul here. As you can see, I'm back in the classroom and I've just been looking through this atlas and I found a page that's got a map of Australia. So there's a map of Australia here, and there's also a satellite photo. Now, part of our science, I'm thinking about the world beneath us, which is our topic, and I'm thinking also about what land features I can see from the satellite map and also the other map. So I'm going to write some land features down. I can see that there is coastline, I can see that there are mountains, I can see that there's some large lakes, and there is rivers, and there are some areas that are the city, so where people live. And in this one there's a large area here that is desert. As we go through this unit, we're going to look at what happens to land features over time. We're going to see what happens to the mountains, to the rivers, the lakes, what happens to the rocks and the soil that make up our land. So kids, we're going to start our first investigation. So what I suggest you do is go and get your soil sample. If you haven't got one yet, pause the video now, get a plastic container, go outside and do a bit of digging around in the garden and come back with some soil. Okay, if you haven't done that, go and do it now. Okay, I'm going to have a look at my soil sample. If you've got at home a magnifying glass, that might really help you to have a look at your soil sample. If you don't, well then you're just going to have to make do. Okay, so I'm going to pour out my soil sample. Here we go. Move it round, spread it out a bit. Okay. These are the kind of things that you might find in your soil sample. I'm looking for, maybe it may have bits of stick or nothing, maybe not that size, but tiny little bits of stick. You might find that in your soil sample. Also, you might have a bit of leaf. If your leaf isn't this green, it may have parts of like dead leaf, a leaf that's been decaying and rotting. Okay? You might see something like that in your soil sample. Also, here's something else you might find. This is a stone. You might have a stone or a little rock as part of your soil sample. So spread it round, have a look, get out your magnifying glass if you've got one. See, I've got a piece of stick there. Okay. Have a look. And I notice these are some of the things that I'm noticing about my soil sample. Some of the soil is really small, but some of it is still clumping together. And I wonder why that is. Okay? The important thing when you're doing this is we don't want you to lick the soil or don't taste it. Okay? You don't want to get it in your mouth. Right? Have a look around, feel it, feel what it's like, touch it, and then we can do another test on it, which I'll show you in a second. So what you can do is get a bit of paper and put some of your soil on and have a listen to it as you move it around on the paper. Okay, maybe you can describe that sound. Okay, Alright. So once you've had a good look at your soil sample, okay, then what you're going to need to do is clean it up, get it back into the container, and I'll show you how you can write up an observation for today's investigation. So kids, now that we've had a look at our soil sample, I'll just show you how you can write up an observation sheet. Up here I've written my soil sample. Here is the aim, to investigate soil and find what it is made of. Here's a picture. So in my picture I've got larger clumps, I've got smaller clumps, the stones, little pieces of stick and parts of decayed leaf. Down the bottom there's room for you to write observations. You might want to write what colour it is, what it looks like, what it feels like, what did it sound like when you shuffled it around on the paper. Okay. And I'll put this on at the end of the video so you can refer to that. So I've got some other questions to ask before we finish. Oh, keep the soil because we're going to use it in the next experiment. Okay, so don't throw it out, put it somewhere safe, keep it somewhere safe. So my first question is, why is it useful to compare soils? Now, my soil sample came from here at school, but your soil sample will come from somewhere else. It might be at your home, or you might have collected it out on your holiday. So think about that. Why is it useful to compare different soils? Why do you think scientists want to know about different types of soil? I wonder why scientists want to know about different soils from different places. Finally, how do scientists' findings help people in the community? So those are questions that you can think of and maybe do a little bit of further investigation on your own to find out why scientists want to know about soil and how they can use that to help people. Okay? Alright, keep your soil sample and I'm going to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, bye bye.